Tea correspondent Rasika Galena writes that Ceylon tea planters are among the pioneers as the global tea industry shifts towards sustainable and environmentally responsible cultivation and processing. Collectively known for its concern for protecting the Earth's atmosphere and being the leader in ozone-friendly tea production, Sri Lanka is now directing its attention to achieving zero-carbon tea. All tea grown in Sri Lanka is now considered 100% ozone-friendly, a distinction no other tea-producing nation can boast, writes the Tea Board of India. Quote, plans are now being drawn to impose a total ban on methyl bromide fumigation in export packaging and shipping applications, end quote, according to the board. In 2019, the World Bank praised Dilma Tea for offering a range of carbon-neutral teas certified under the Sri Lanka Carbon Crediting Scheme. In 2024, Bougainvillea Tea Estates became the world's first tea-growing manufacturing and marketing company to offer uncompensated climate-positive teas certified for product and facility. VTE Executive Director Lalith Munasangi told the Sunday Business Times, quote, we believe that Sri Lankan enterprises like Bougainvillea Tea have the potential to lead the world on climate action. Together with many other regional plantation companies, we have been pioneers in developing a new generation of sustainable plantation industries that can potentially serve as an example worthy of global emulation, end quote. The ozone-friendly status of pure Ceylon tea is one of the most outstanding achievements in recent times. Ozone is a gas consisting of 3 oxygen atoms instead of 2. The ozone layer high up in Earth's atmosphere contains large amounts of this gas, which acts as a barrier to ultraviolet light and other high-energy radiation reaching the Earth's surface from the sun and elsewhere. Quote, these types of radiation tend to be harmful to life, affecting fertility and reproduction and giving rise to birth defects, cancers, and other diseases. Humans and other land animals, crops, and marine life are vulnerable. In addition, the ozone layer's presence in the atmosphere significantly regulates weather and climate, end quote, according to the Tea Board. Alarmed by scientists' warnings, the world's nations met in Montreal, Canada in 1987 to decide upon action to protect this layer. The Montreal Protocol, signed by 191 countries, including Sri Lanka, emerged from this meeting. Under the protocol, methyl bromide used in Sri Lankan tea estates, factories, aboard ships, and in warehouses where tea was stored was progressively reduced and eliminated. Due to prompt and effective action by the tea industry and others, Sri Lanka was acclaimed a leader in ozone layer protection and received the Montreal Protocol Implementers Award in 2007. Since May 2011, all Ceylon tea has been entitled to bear the ozone-friendly pure Ceylon tea logo, certifying that it has been produced without using any ozone-depleting substances. The tea industry in Sri Lanka is now undergoing a transformative journey towards achieving zero carbon emissions, a bold commitment that underscores the country's dedication to combating climate change and that inspires others to follow. Kenya Chief Justice Martha Koome will constitute a 3-judge bench to hear and determine an appeal seeking to stop the sale of Lipton and James Finlay tea companies to Sri Lanka-based Browns plc. The appeal to halt the sale was certified as urgent. The Business Standard reports that applicants David Nagasura and 19 others, represented by lawyer Joel Bosick, claims that the tea firms are hastily disposing of several parcels of land without following due process. They claim this move aims to defeat the Kipsigis community's right to property. In his affidavit, Bosick asserts that the multinational tea firm's actions will deny the Kenyan government revenue through stamp duty and capital gains tax payments. Bosick claims that British multinationals are attempting to evade responsibility by engaging in legally questionable land transactions. Quote, the intended exit by Lipton and James Finlay and their purported transfer of interest to Browns of Sri Lanka will deny the Kipsigis and Talai communities their rights to immense profits, land preservation, and land rate collections, end quote. The companies should not be allowed to introduce new entities who are not party to the ongoing proceedings in the Environment and Land Court, Bosick claims. Guy Chambers, managing partner and founder of 101 Partners, writes, quote, "A key issue is for Lipton teas and infusions to stand by their commitment to seek free, prior, and informed consent from the local community on the use or transfer of land in any sale. The fundamental question is not whether the local community consent is required, it clearly is, but how to gain consent. One way to gain consent is meaningful equity participation by the local community. The Kipsigis Community Clans Organization, local cooperatives, and Saukos teamed up with 101 Partners with an offer to acquire the Lipton estate and transfer the business into community ownership with a professional management team. The community equity ownership model aims to resolve the problems of historical colonial injustices once and for all. However, Lipton rejected this approach and signed with Browns," end quote. Bosick alleges that the British multinationals lack valid titles for most tea estates as the original titles have expired. He argues that approximately 90,000 acres of land were grabbed in 1905, subdivided and allocated to 18 settlers based on race. In 1919, the government appropriated a further 25,000 hectares, resulting in the massive eviction of Kipsigis community east of Carrico Township. Additional evictions by the British government in 1951 saw another 10,000 acres taken from the Kimilot area. Quote, "Further acquisitions through forceful means have brought the total land under multinational tea companies' control to over 220,000 acres, without consultation or compensation to the Kipsigis or Talai communities," Bosick says. The applicants moved to the Court of Appeal following dissatisfaction with Judge Oscar Agnotti's April 2023 judgment that quashed the National Land Commission's recommendations, which were set out in a Gazette notice dated March 1st, 2019. Starbucks is rolling out sweeping changes behind the counter to serve customers more efficiently and simplify tasks for workers during the daily rush. The changes in routines, the addition of new positions, and digital tools are collectively known as the Siren Craft System, a project begun in 2023. Quote, "Prior to the Siren Craft System, we were hearing from some of our partners at certain stores that they felt overburdened during some of our busiest times. They didn't have many ways to anticipate that demand or respond," end quote, said Keonde Sheffield, the district manager who oversaw the pilot project. "With Siren Craft System, we have an ease of operations. We're more efficient without it feeling difficult." The new procedures build upon the Siren system, a series of equipment and technology improvements unveiled in 2022 to make crafting beverages and food more straightforward for partners. Quote, "We started this project in 2023, testing some of these improvements and getting feedback from our partners on what would be most impactful for them," explained Sarah Trilling, Executive Vice President and President of Starbucks North America. Quote, "We then really started to look at how we can tackle this latent demand and be more efficient in our stores. We looked at beverage sequencing, beverage routines, and new positions to respond to the demand in our stores and to work through it more effectively while partners feel better supported. It cannot be just about speed," Trilling explains. "The goal is to shorten customer wait time while elevating connection, elevating the quality of our coffee, and celebrating the craft of our baristas each and every day. It's got to be all those things," she said. During the busiest times, peak play callers use the digital production management tool to anticipate demand, which will help baristas assess and alleviate bottlenecks before they occur. By the end of May, the system was live in 1,160 stores and will scale nationally to 17,068 U.S. and 1,456 Canadian locations by the end of July. Starbucks operates 38,000 locations worldwide.
Produced by Audavita Studios. Connect your voice to the world.